The first mockery. The interstellar observation deck of Orion Prime Station stretched high above the human fleet, reflecting starlight from distant nebulae. Cadet Kalen Rowe stood at the edge, his arms crossed, observing the alien delegation hovering near the docking bays. They had arrived in their crystalline warships, iridescent hulls glimmering with colors beyond human perception. These were the Zerati, an alien species known throughout the galaxy for their advanced biotechnology and disdain for humanity. Rhea Solari approached him, her holopad glowing with tactical data. Kalen, they're openly mocking us. Look at their communications feed. They call humans fragile, weak, barely capable of surviving space travel. Kalen's expression remained calm. Let them laugh. They have no concept of what humans endure. Our strength isn't just physical, it's in our resilience, our adaptability, and our ability to innovate when everything seems impossible. The Zerati ambassador, Lurian Vex, transmitted a visual feed to the human fleet. On the screen, humans were shown performing physical exercises, meditating, and running simulated drills. Lurian's caption mocked every movement, fragile creatures, unworthy of space or war. The alien laughter resonated across the fleet comms, sharp and dismissive. Commander Althea Vyn, overseeing the human fleet from her command hub, frowned. They don't understand humans. We've evolved under extreme conditions on Earth, endured disasters, famine, and conflict. Our bodies, minds, and ethics are adaptive. They are underestimating us, exactly the mistake we need them to make. Kalen glanced at the training simulations projected across the bay. Cadets navigated zero-gravity arenas, endured extreme temperature variations, and practiced rapid triage under combat stress. These exercises weren't just for physical development, they trained the body to recover faster, heal efficiently, and remain operational under conditions that would incapacitate most species. Watch carefully, Rhea, Kalen said. They think strength is only in muscles or firepower. True strength is endurance, recovery, and the ability to adapt ethically under pressure. Our bodies refuse to break because our minds refuse to give up. The first test came sooner than expected. Lurian's fleet launched a minor skirmish drill near the human fleet, firing non-lethal plasma bolts intended to measure human responses. Most alien species would have faltered, their physiology not designed to withstand even brief exposure to fluctuating electromagnetic fields. Human cadets, however, demonstrated remarkable recovery. Plasma impacts caused mild disorientation, but within seconds, the human soldiers recalibrated their suits' kinetic dampeners and continued maneuvers flawlessly. Kalen directed his team through rapid maneuvers, exploiting the alien assumption of fragility. Focus on the pattern of their fire, not the fire itself. Adapt and let the environment enhance our response. Microdrones deployed predictive shielding, softening impacts and stabilizing human cadets in zero-gravity zones. Within moments, humans had neutralized simulated threats and returned to formation. The Zerati delegation, observing from their crystalline warships, was visibly shocked. Lurian transmitted another feed to mock them further, only to find humans already outmaneuvering the scripted scenarios. The alien squad commander's antennae twitched nervously. How, these humans, they recover faster than predicted. Their bodies, they do not break. Rhea whispered, Kalen, they've never seen humans in action like this. Every drill, every exercise, they calculated failure. But humans always adapt. Kalen smiled faintly. Adaptation is evolution in real time. The galaxy assumes fragility because they lack exposure to our survival conditions. They've never faced a species that thrives under extremes, recovers faster than expected, and strategizes ethically while under duress. The simulation escalated. Human cadets were exposed to combined environmental hazards, fluctuating gravitation, sudden temperature shifts, plasma bursts, and unexpected immobilization fields. Where alien species would have panicked or broken physically, humans employed microdrones, synchronized teamwork, and rapid triage techniques. Injuries were treated instantly, energy dampeners recalibrated, and no cadet fell out of the exercise. Commander Vyn addressed the observing cadets. This is the first lesson in human resilience. Strength isn't just in the body, it's in recovery, intelligence, and teamwork. The galaxy assumes humans are fragile. Today, we show them why that assumption is deadly. Meanwhile, Kalen directed a small squad to flank Lurian's mock assault zone, using environmental anomalies to shield movement. The alien cadets, expecting chaos and human faltering, were stunned as humans moved with precision, anticipating each obstacle and neutralizing threats without unnecessary harm. Even when impact zones were simulated as lethal, humans endured and adapted, healing faster than anyone anticipated. At the end of the exercise, Lurian Vex transmitted a message of disbelief. These humans, their bodies do not break. Their resilience surpasses all predictive models. How can a species so small, so seemingly fragile, withstand what we have simulated? Kalen replied via secure comms, calm and precise. Fragility is perception. Humans endure extremes daily. We thrive in unpredictability, recover from injury faster than expected, and act with intelligence and ethics under stress. That is why our bodies refuse to break, and why the galaxy underestimates us at its peril. The Zerati delegation went silent, recalibrating their assumptions. They had expected fragile bodies, slow recovery, and ethical hesitation. Instead, they saw a species whose physiology and psychology had evolved to handle both trauma and strategy simultaneously. Later, in the Academy's meditative courtyard, Kalen reflected with Rhea. The lesson isn't just about physical resilience. It's about teaching the galaxy that humans combine intelligence, ethics, and physiological adaptability. That combination is what makes us formidable. No species has faced this before, and few will adapt as we do. Rhea nodded, her expression serious. The aliens laughed at humans because they assumed weakness. But the moment they witness recovery, strategy, and ethical precision simultaneously, they will realize how wrong they were. Humanity is not fragile. We are enduring. Kalen gazed at the stars beyond the station, the distant nebulae painting the void in violet and gold. They laughed because they lacked understanding. But when they see that our bodies refuse to break, our minds refuse to falter, and our ethics guide our strategy, they will never underestimate humans again. And that is the beginning of our legacy. The trial of resilience. The calm after the first demonstration of human endurance was short-lived. Word of Kalen Rowe's performance had reached the upper echelons of the Zerati delegation. Their crystalline warships hovered silently in the orbital expanse of Orion Prime Station, their hulls reflecting starlight in prismatic patterns. Lurian Vex, the Zerati ambassador and tactician, was determined to test humans further. If their bodies truly refused to break, then only extreme measures would reveal the truth. Commander Althea Vyn convened the cadets in the station's tactical auditorium. Holographic projections displayed the upcoming challenge, a full-scale trial of resilience, designed to simulate prolonged combat and environmental extremes. The simulation would test humans' ability to endure injury, recover quickly, adapt strategies, and maintain moral clarity under relentless stress. Cadets, Commander Vyn began, the trial of resilience is unlike any exercise you have faced. You will experience multi-environment scenarios, physiological stress, and sustained engagements with elite alien units. Remember, your objective is not to overpower but to endure, adapt, and achieve mission success without compromising ethics. Humans succeed when intelligence, teamwork, and moral clarity guide action. Kalen studied the simulation parameters with Rhea Solari at his side. This trial is designed to push us beyond predicted limits, he said. Every sector tests not just physical endurance, but decision-making under duress. The aliens think brute force will break us. They haven't seen human adaptability yet. Rhea adjusted the tactical interface. The simulation will expose us to extreme gravity fluctuations, electromagnetic pulses, and simulated trauma from combat strikes. Cadets who cannot recover quickly or strategize ethically will fail. We need to anticipate every hazard. The trial began in the crystalline gauntlet, a massive field of floating metallic shards and energy fields designed to simulate chaotic battle zones. Alien units attempted to isolate Kalen's squad, focusing fire on his position. Plasma projectiles impacted human cadets, sending shudders through their suits. Most species would have faltered, but humans absorbed and adapted. Kinetic dampeners automatically redistributed energy, microdrones stabilized cadets mid-flight, and rapid triage protocols mitigated simulated injuries. Kalen maneuvered his team with precision. Observe the pattern of their fire. Anticipate, don't react. Each of you knows your role, use drones, adapt to the environment, and maintain ethical engagement. The Zerati observed in disbelief. Lurian transmitted a feed to his command console. These humans, their bodies should have failed under the simulated stress. Yet they move with coordination, recover instantaneously, and neutralize threats without unnecessary harm. How can this be? Rhea whispered, it's not just their bodies, they are thinking faster, adapting faster, and acting ethically even under extreme conditions. Humans combine physiology with intelligence and foresight. As the team navigated to the gravity nexus, gravity fields fluctuated unpredictably. Cadets were propelled in multiple directions simultaneously, a scenario designed to test both agility and endurance. Kalen immediately calculated vector adjustments, guiding his team through optimal trajectories. Microdrones created temporary stabilizing fields, neutralizing potential collisions and allowing cadets to reach objectives safely. The alien cadets tried a coordinated flank, hoping to isolate Kalen. Predictive algorithms integrated with human intuition allowed Kalen's squad to anticipate the ambush. Containment fields temporarily immobilized alien units while humans advanced, maintaining their ethical commitment to avoid harm. Retrack their progress. We've never seen this efficiency. Humans not only endure, but leverage hazards to their advantage. They convert obstacles into tactical tools. Kalen nodded. That's the difference. Where other species rely on power, humans rely on foresight, adaptation, and moral judgment. Our bodies refuse to break because our minds refuse to falter. The simulation escalated into the thermal storm sector, a zone with extreme temperature fluctuations, intense plasma discharges, and electromagnetic surges. Alien units attempted to overwhelm cadets with relentless assaults. Plasma strikes sent simulated energy pulses through human suits, inducing mild systemic stress. Yet human physiology, augmented by suit technology and rapid adaptation, stabilized within seconds. Cadets coordinated with drones to redirect energy fields, maintain life support functions, and continue their objectives without pause. Kalen's voice resonated through the comms. Stay focused. Thermal pulses are predictable once you read the environment. Use drones to manipulate field vectors, protect civilians, and neutralize threats. We survive not by force, but by strategy and ethics. The alien observation deck crackled with tension. Lurian's antennae twitched nervously. Our simulations are failing. They should be faltering under stress, yet they remain operational, coordinated, and unbroken. How? Commander VYN addressed the cadets from the central hub. Observe this. True resilience combines physical endurance, cognitive strategy, and ethical execution. Humans demonstrate that adaptability and foresight, paired with moral clarity, redefine what it means to survive and thrive in extreme conditions. Next, the Celestial Labyrinth presented a zero-gravity maze with shifting walls, energy barriers, and holographic civilian populations. Alien teams attempted to corner humans, relying on speed and numbers. Kalen split his team strategically, using drones to create protective corridors and temporarily immobilize opposing cadets. Each movement was calculated to ensure objectives were met without harm to civilians. Rear observed from the tactical interface. The aliens assume aggression works. Humans don't rely on brute force. They anticipate, adapt, and maintain ethical conduct under maximum pressure. They turn even traps into advantages. Midway through the labyrinth, Kalen noticed a sudden surge in stress signals from cadet suit monitors. Electromagnetic interference was destabilizing drone networks, threatening coordination. Kalen acted instantly. Manual override on drones. Sync predictive algorithms with suit stabilizers. Maintain formation, adapt and continue. Within moments, cadets regained stability, moving efficiently while alien units struggled to adjust to the unpredictability of human countermeasures. The final sector of the trial, the quantum bridge, linked all prior sectors and required simultaneous multitasking, capturing control points, neutralizing enemy units non-lethally, and protecting civilians in a holographic cityscape. Lurian launched an aggressive assault with elite cadets, attempting to overwhelm humans with sheer numbers and speed. Kalen remained calm. Divide and coordinate. Predict their approach. Use the environment to guide their movement. Our bodies refuse to break because our minds dictate control. Human cadets executed synchronized maneuvers, using drones to shield, immobilize, and redirect enemy units. Injuries were mitigated instantly through suit regenerative systems and microtriage protocols. Civilians were protected, control points secured, and the alien assault was effectively neutralized without casualties. Commander VYN's voice rang through the simulation arena. Kalen Rowe and his team have completed the trial of resilience with unprecedented efficiency. Every objective was accomplished. No cadet was harmed, and all civilians were protected. Their performance redefines the concept of human endurance and ethical mastery. Even Lurian Vex, witnessing the outcome, could not hide his shock. These humans, they withstand everything we throw at them, recover instantly, and operate ethically under extreme stress. Their bodies should have failed. Yet they endure, and surpass our expectations. Kalen transmitted a secure message to Lurian. Fragility is perception. Human endurance is a combination of physiology, strategy, and moral clarity. We do not break because our minds and bodies are trained to adapt. This is who we are, and midway through the engagement, Kalen's suit sustained moderate plasma damage during a high-speed maneuver through a magnetic storm. Internal systems registered elevated stress levels, yet Kalen's body adapted instantly. The suit's nanofiber mesh redistributed energy, stabilizing his vitals. Simultaneously, microdrones repaired minor suit breaches while providing predictive shielding for nearby cadets. The humans continued their advance, unbroken, unyielding. Rhea observed from the tactical console. Kalen's physiology and suit integration are performing beyond predicted thresholds. They anticipated multiple simultaneous hazards, and the human body is compensating perfectly. This is unprecedented in Zerati simulations. Lurian's antennae twitched in disbelief. Impossible. Humans should be incapacitated by now. Their bodies should fail under repeated trauma and stress. Yet they advance as if unscathed. How can this be? Kalen transmitted a brief comm to Lurian, calm and precise. Perception of fragility is ignorance. Humans endure because our physiology is designed to adapt, our intelligence anticipates threats, and our ethics guide action. That combination ensures our bodies refuse to break, even under extreme assault. As the battle escalated, human cadets demonstrated unprecedented coordination. In asteroid clusters, they used microdrones to create temporary force fields, diverting plasma arcs and stabilizing teammates. In magnetic storm zones, predictive algorithms synchronized with human neural response systems allowed cadets to maintain balance and precision in movement. One cadet, Joran Vilas, was struck by a concentrated plasma burst. Sensors indicated potential incapacitation, yet he instinctively activated internal suit stabilizers and followed Kalen's maneuver protocols. Within seconds, he was fully operational, continuing to secure objectives and protect fellow cadets. Watch how humans convert hazards into tactical advantages, Kalen told Rhea. Every assault they launch, we turn it into data. Every injury is mitigated, every obstacle is exploited. Our endurance is both physical and mental. Lurian, frustrated, ordered a final concentrated strike on Kalen's squad. Elite units advanced from 3 directions, coordinating plasma bursts and bioenhanced melee attacks. Yet Kalen had anticipated this convergence. He orchestrated synchronized drone deployments, redirecting energy arcs and creating containment zones. Human cadets moved with precision, avoiding injury while neutralizing alien threats. The decisive moment came when Kalen and Rhea directed all remaining cadets to converge at the command beacon, the primary objective for mission success. Alien forces, expecting humans to falter under sustained assault, were stunned to see cadets reach the beacon unscathed, secure objectives, and neutralize threats without casualties. Commander VYN's voice resonated across the fleet. The crucible of battle has been conquered. Human cadets demonstrate unparalleled resilience, combining intelligence, adaptability, and ethical decision-making. They endure extreme environmental stress, repeated trauma, and sustained assault without breaking. Their bodies and minds are a model for the galaxy. Even Lurian could not hide his shock. Humans, they recover faster than predicted, act strategically under extreme pressure, and maintain ethical conduct. Their bodies refuse to break. This changes everything. After the trial, Kalen and Rhea debriefed their squad. The crucible was a test not just of endurance, but of integration, mind, body, and ethics, Kalen said. Our strength lies in predicting hazards, adapting instantly, and prioritizing moral action even under extreme stress. That is why the galaxy underestimates us at its peril. Rhea nodded. The aliens laughed because they assumed fragility. But they now see that human bodies, intelligence, and ethics combined create a species capable of surviving and thriving where others fail. As the twin moons of Orion Prime reflected off the fleet's hulls, Kalen gazed at the stars. The crucible proves one thing: humans endure because we are designed to adapt, recover, and act responsibly under any circumstance. Our bodies refuse to break, and the galaxy will learn to respect that. This is only the beginning. The Siege of Vraction. The calm of deep space belied the chaos awaiting the human fleet. The Zerati, unwilling to accept human resilience as mere simulation, had mobilized a full assault in the Vraction expanse. This was no training exercise, it was a calculated attempt to test whether humans could withstand prolonged and coordinated attacks across multiple vectors. The galaxy had laughed at humans for centuries, labeling them fragile. Now, it would witness that laughter silenced by unbreakable bodies, adaptive minds, and unwavering ethics. Kalen Rose stood on the bridge of the Orion Sentinel, the lead human vessel, scanning the incoming waves of alien cruisers. Plasma signatures danced across the sensors, while bioenhanced fighters streamed like swarming shadows through asteroid fields. Rhea Solari, his trusted strategist, analyzed trajectory data on the holographic console. Kalen, they're coordinating assaults across 4 simultaneous fronts, Rhea reported. Their fleet is optimized for speed and sheer firepower, assuming human suits and reflexes can't adapt to multidirectional strikes. Kalen's expression remained calm. They've assumed too much. Their coordination is predictable once we analyze patterns and environmental interactions. Humans adapt in real time. Our bodies refuse to break, and our minds anticipate every hazard. Commander Althea Vyn's voice resonated through the fleet's comms. Cadets, the Vraxian siege is the ultimate test. Environmental hazards, repeated impacts, and psychological stress will all be present. You will endure not just for survival, but for strategic superiority and ethical action. Remember, humans excel not in brute force, but in foresight, adaptation, and moral clarity. The first wave hit in the asteroid storm corridor. Alien cruisers fired volleys of plasma disruptors while swarms of bioenhanced fighters targeted human hulls. Kalen instructed his team to activate kinetic dampeners and deploy synchronized microdrones to create predictive shields, diffusing plasma bursts before they could reach critical systems. Even when a concentrated volley struck directly, the human cadets absorbed impacts with minimal disruption. Suit regenerative systems immediately stabilized microfractures, and neural-linked adaptive algorithms compensated for temporary sensory disruptions. Within seconds, cadets regained full operational efficiency. Rhea observed the alien response. They're expecting humans to falter under sustained assault, but every countermeasure we deploy is calculated in real time. The aliens don't anticipate rapid adaptation combined with ethical restraint. They assume damage equals failure, but humans redefine that assumption. Kalen maneuvered the fleet through dense asteroid clusters, turning environmental hazards into tactical advantages. Rocks became shields, plasma arcs became channels for controlled movements, and unpredictable gravitational shifts were leveraged for precise evasive action. Midway through the nebula hazard zone, the aliens escalated attacks. Magnetic storms interfered with sensor systems, while plasma bursts and bioenhanced fighters created overlapping zones of hazard. Human cadets, using adaptive neural interfaces, recalibrated suit response rates, deployed auxiliary drones, and synchronized movement to maintain cohesion. Injuries simulated in the exercise were mitigated instantly, demonstrating a combination of physiological resilience and strategic foresight. One human cadet, Lyra Talon, sustained multiple impacts in rapid succession. Alarms indicated suit compromise, and conventional wisdom suggested she would be incapacitated. Instead, internal nanofiber stabilizers, combined with neural predictive adjustments, allowed her to maintain mobility, neutralize threats non-lethally, and continue mission objectives without pause. Rhea commented, "This is what makes humans exceptional. We don't rely solely on physical toughness. We integrate mind, body, and technology to maintain continuous operation under conditions designed to break us." Lurian Vex, observing from the alien command ship, twitched his antennae in disbelief. Impossible. Their bodies, their coordination, their ethical execution, they should be failing. Every simulation predicted collapse under these conditions. Yet they continue, unbroken. How? Kalen's voice transmitted across the Zarati channels, calm and deliberate. Fragility is perception. Humans endure because our physiology adapts, our intelligence anticipates, and our ethics guide action. That combination ensures that no assault, no matter how intense, can truly break us. As the battle progressed into the quantum rift, the most perilous sector, gravitational anomalies and energy distortions challenged cadets' coordination and stability. Alien forces deployed experimental disorientation devices to disrupt movement and mental focus. Yet Kalen's team adapted instantaneously. Predictive microdrones stabilized cadets mid-motion, recalibrated suit gyroscopes compensated for gravitational fluctuations, and Neuralink adjustments maintained mental clarity. The Zarati attempted to isolate Kalen, sending an elite squad directly into his path. Kalen, anticipating their strategy, divided his squad strategically. Some units created protective corridors, some engaged in distraction maneuvers, and others neutralized enemy units non-lethally. The result: the alien squad's assault was blunted, and human cadets advanced toward the objective without a single casualty. Even Lurian Vex, frustrated, could not hide his awe. These humans, their bodies should have failed under sustained trauma, yet they adapt and overcome. Their resilience is beyond prediction. The decisive moment of the siege occurred at the Orion Command Beacon, where human cadets were tasked with securing critical control points while under relentless assault. Alien units concentrated fire, attempting to overwhelm the humans. Plasma discharges, electromagnetic pulses, and bio-enhanced melee attacks collided simultaneously. Kalen's strategy was methodical. Divide and synchronize. Protect the beacon, maintain formation, and neutralize threats without harm. Our bodies refuse to break because our minds dictate control. Microdrones deployed predictive shielding, creating temporary energy barriers that absorbed plasma bursts. Neural-linked suit systems stabilized cadets mid-air in zero-gravity zones. Even when alien forces attempted coordinated ambushes, Kalen anticipated their vectors and countered with precise, ethical maneuvers. Cadets neutralized threats, secured the beacon, and maintained cohesion throughout the assault. Commander VYN's voice rang through the fleet. The siege of Vraction is complete. Human cadets have demonstrated unparalleled resilience. Every objective has been met. No cadet has fallen, and civilians, simulated or otherwise, remain unharmed. Human endurance, intelligence, and ethical conduct redefine expectations. Lurian Vex, finally silent, could only mutter, they endure everything. They adapt instantly. Their bodies, their minds, we underestimated them entirely. After the siege, Kalen and Rhea debriefed the team. The crucible of battle tested our endurance, Kalen said. The siege of Vraction proves that humans survive not through brute force, but through intelligence, adaptability, and ethical leadership. Our bodies refuse to break because we anticipate, adapt, and act responsibly under every circumstance. Rhea smiled. The galaxy laughed because they assumed fragility. Now, they will understand that human resilience is a combination of mind, body, and moral clarity. They will never underestimate us again. Kalen gazed at the distant nebulae, twin moons reflecting off the fleet's metallic hulls. This is only the beginning. The galaxy will continue to challenge us, but humans endure, adapt, and refuse to break. And that endurance will define our legacy across the stars. The aftermath of the siege of Vraction left the human fleet in a state of quiet triumph. Though exhausted from sustained engagement, cadets moved with precise coordination, their suits reflecting the violet and gold glow of Orion Prime's twin moons. The Zerati, long dismissive of human capability, had finally begun to reassess their assumptions. But Kalen Rowe knew that endurance alone would not secure humanity's future in the galaxy. Now, it was time to take the offensive. Commander Althea VYN convened the cadets in the tactical chamber. Holographic displays lit the room, showing the enemy fleet regrouping in the outer asteroid belt. Cadets, she began, her voice firm yet calm, the Zerati assume that repeated assaults will exhaust us. They do not realize that we do not break under stress. Our next mission is to demonstrate not only endurance but strategic mastery. We strike where they least expect, using intelligence, adaptability, and moral restraint as our greatest weapons. Kalen studied the holographic displays. We will leverage the environment and our physiological resilience. Every asteroid, nebula, and magnetic field is an asset. We anticipate their movements before they occur and neutralize threats without unnecessary harm. They will learn that fragility is a human misconception. Rhea Solari, reviewing tactical overlays, pointed to a series of narrow asteroid corridors. If we channel their cruisers into these zones, we can limit their maneuverability. Our drones can create temporary force barriers, giving us control over engagement zones. Cadets can then execute coordinated strikes without risking injury. Kalen nodded. Exactly. Humans survive because we adapt and anticipate. Now, we turn that adaptability into offense. The fleet advanced into the asteroid corridors, plasma shields and microdrones forming a lattice of protective fields. Alien cruisers entered the corridor, expecting conventional human defensive patterns. They were met instead with coordinated movements that maximized human agility and resilience. Cadets moved in perfect synchronization, neutralizing alien drones and redirecting energy blasts harmlessly into the void. During the engagement, Kalen noticed a cluster of elite alien units attempting to flank the human fleet through a secondary corridor. Rear, deploy reinforcement drones and activate predictive stabilizers along their vector, he instructed. We'll guide them into containment zones and immobilize their assault without causing casualties. The maneuver succeeded with precision. Alien units found themselves contained by energy barriers, unable to advance but unharmed. Human cadets maintained position, moving as a cohesive force, demonstrating both physical and tactical superiority. Lurian Vex, observing from his command vessel, transmitted a message of incredulity. How? They neutralize us without destroying a single unit. Their bodies should fail, yet they continue to operate flawlessly. Their coordination, it defies logic. Kalen responded calmly via secure channel. Our strength is not in destruction. It is in anticipation, adaptation, and ethical execution. We endure and act intelligently. That is why our bodies refuse to break, and why the galaxy underestimates humans at its peril. The offensive continued as the human fleet pushed deeper into the asteroid belt. Cadets leveraged gravitational anomalies and magnetic turbulence to their advantage, using microdrones to manipulate energy fields and create controlled channels through which enemy units were guided. Each maneuver was calculated to maximize efficiency while maintaining ethical standards. At one point, a plasma barrage struck the Orion Sentinel directly, targeting Kalen's command pod. Sensors indicated potential system overload, yet Kalen remained unaffected. Internal suit stabilizers and rapid regenerative protocols allowed him to maintain full operational control, coordinating cadets and drones with flawless precision. Injuries simulated by the assault were instantly mitigated, demonstrating the combined resilience of human physiology and advanced technology. Rear observed with awe. Kalen, they've never seen a species adapt so seamlessly to repeated trauma. Every attack we endure, we convert into advantage. Humans aren't just surviving, they're mastering the battlefield. Kalen's voice over the comms remained calm. Focus on the mission, Rear. The key to human superiority is not raw strength but intelligence and ethics. We adapt, endure, and execute with precision. That is how we overcome any adversary. The battle reached its zenith at the Nebula Convergence, a sector dense with ionized gas clouds and electromagnetic turbulence. Alien cruisers attempted to scatter the human fleet, relying on disorientation and environmental hazards. Kalen countered by synchronizing drones with cadet neural interfaces, creating predictive shields and dynamic stabilizers that neutralized environmental interference. Cadets moved fluidly, coordinating attacks and defenses with unmatched precision. One cadet, Taven Meris, found himself surrounded by bioenhanced alien units. Normally, such an encounter would be fatal, but Taven's suit stabilized automatically, energy barriers deflected incoming plasma, and microdrones immobilized alien units momentarily. Using Kalen's tactical protocols, he neutralized the threat non-lethally and rejoined his squad. Rear watched the outcome on her console. Every cadet demonstrates the same principle: humans endure, adapt, and act ethically under extreme conditions. No alien anticipated this level of resilience combined with tactical intelligence. Lurian Vex's frustration became palpable. Their bodies should have failed. Their systems should collapse. Yet they operate seamlessly, neutralizing threats without harm. How can a species so small wield such power? Kalen's response was concise. Fragility is perception. Humans endure because we integrate mind, body, and ethics. Our bodies refuse to break, and that is a strength no enemy can predict. As the Nebula Convergence cleared, the human fleet had secured strategic objectives, neutralized enemy units without casualties, and maintained full operational efficiency. The Zerati forces were stunned. What they had anticipated as a desperate human response to overwhelming assault turned into a calculated and ethical offensive that left alien units contained and ineffective. Commander VYN addressed the cadets via hologram. The offensive demonstrates the full scope of human capability. We survive extreme conditions, adapt instantly to unforeseen variables, and act ethically even under maximum stress. Today, humans have not only endured but dominated strategically without compromising our principles. This is the essence of HFY: humans fight with intelligence, integrity, and resilience. Kalen stood on the bridge of the Orion Sentinel, looking out at the stunned Zerati forces. They laughed because they assumed weakness. They failed to understand that human endurance is both physical and mental, that intelligence and ethics amplify our resilience. We do not break because we are designed to adapt, and we act with foresight. That is why the galaxy underestimates humans at its peril. Rhea joined him, her expression reflecting pride and awe. The offensive proves it, humans are not just survivors. We are masters of adaptation and ethical strategy. Our bodies refuse to break, and our minds refuse to falter. The galaxy will remember today. As the fleet regrouped and repaired minor system damages, Kalen reflected on the battle. Humanity's resilience was no longer a secret. The siege of Vraction had been endured, and now the offensive had rewritten the rules of engagement. The Zerati, and the galaxy at large, would never again dismiss humans as fragile. From the observation deck, Kalen watched the nebulae shimmer across the void. This is only the beginning. The galaxy will continue to challenge us, but humans endure, adapt, and refuse to break. And from that endurance, we will shape the future. The ultimate trial. The victory at Vraction had elevated human confidence, but it also drew the attention of the wider galaxy. Word spread quickly through interstellar channels. Humans were not fragile. Their bodies endured the impossible, their minds anticipated every threat, and their ethics guided them under extreme conditions. The Zerati, realizing their initial underestimation, called for reinforcements from allied factions, intending to test humanity's limits once and for all. Kalen Rose stood on the bridge of the Orion Sentinel, scanning incoming transmissions from multiple alien fleets converging on the Krylon Void, a region notorious for its unstable gravitational fields, radiation storms, and debris clusters. Commander Althea Vyn joined him, her voice firm but calm. Cadets, this is the ultimate trial. They've combined fleets, using every strategy, every tactic, every experimental weapon in their arsenal. You will face prolonged assaults designed to overwhelm the strongest species. But humans endure because we adapt, innovate, and act ethically. That is your edge. Rhea Solari, ever meticulous, analyzed the massive incoming threats. Kalen, they are coordinating attacks across 5 vectors simultaneously. Plasma swarms, gravity disruptors, bioenhanced units, and electromagnetic disorienters are all active. Their goal is to fracture human cohesion and test our physiological limits. Kalen's gaze hardened. They're wrong if they think this will break us. Humans survive under extremes because we integrate mind, body, and ethics. Every assault will be met with foresight and coordination. Our bodies refuse to break because our minds refuse to falter. The fleet advanced into the Krylon Void, the void's chaotic energy reflecting off human hulls. The first wave of alien plasma swarms struck with precision, yet human microdrones anticipated the patterns, forming adaptive barriers that diffused impacts and stabilized cadets mid-flight. Simultaneously, suit regenerative systems repaired minor breaches instantly, allowing human cadets to maintain full operational capacity even under sustained assault. Kalen directed his squad through the debris spiral, a sector of fragmented asteroids and high-energy radiation pockets. Alien units attempted to isolate his team, expecting that disorientation and environmental stress would cause casualties. Kalen countered by synchronizing drones with neural-linked suit systems, creating stabilizing fields and predictive movement vectors. Cadets moved in perfect coordination, navigating hazards while neutralizing enemy forces non-lethally. Observe the principles at work, Kalen instructed his team. Every hazard is anticipated. Every injury is mitigated. Our strength lies in endurance, adaptability, and ethical execution. They do not understand humans yet, but they will. The second wave of alien assault targeted the fleet's flank with gravity disruptors designed to destabilize human cadets. Ships were jolted, cadets thrown off trajectory, and drones temporarily incapacitated. Kalen immediately implemented countermeasures. Engage compensatory thrusters, activate neural predictive stabilizers, and use debris fields as shields. Focus on objectives, not disruption. Cadets moved with remarkable precision, using turbulence to their advantage. Alien units were deflected into containment zones while humans maintained cohesion. Even bioenhanced melee attacks were countered by microdrone barriers, allowing cadets to neutralize threats without inflicting permanent harm. Rhea monitored the stress indicators. Kalen, the alien tactics are escalating. Yet human cadets are outperforming predicted limits in every category: physical endurance, recovery speed, and tactical coordination. Kalen nodded. That is the advantage of human physiology combined with adaptive technology and foresight. Our bodies refuse to break because our minds refuse to give in. The third wave brought electromagnetic disorientation devices, designed to scramble neural interfaces and impair coordination. Cadets felt momentary interference, but internal stabilizers recalibrated, predictive AI algorithms compensated for delay, and cadets maintained formation. Even under severe neural disruption, humans continued executing mission objectives with precision. One cadet, Lyra Talon, was temporarily exposed to a concentrated electromagnetic pulse. Sensors indicated potential neural overload, yet her suit instantly stabilized synaptic responses while microdrones provided real-time physical support. Lyra continued moving through the battlefield, neutralizing threats non-lethally and maintaining her position within the squad. Rhea whispered in awe, "Every cadet is performing beyond expectation." Even under neural interference, humans maintain focus, adapt strategy, and protect each other. This is unprecedented. Kalen transmitted a secure message to Lurian Vex. "Your assaults test endurance, yet we adapt instantly. Humans endure not by force alone, but through integration of mind, body, and ethics. Our bodies refuse to break, and our resilience cannot be predicted." The battle reached the Radiant Rift, a region dense with high-energy radiation and erratic gravitational fields. Alien forces intensified their assault, coordinating plasma volleys and bio-enhanced squads to exploit every environmental hazard. Kalen observed cadets navigating the chaos with uncanny precision, each movement synchronized with drones and adaptive systems. At one critical moment, a squad of alien elite units attempted to breach the Orion Sentinel's command pod. Kalen anticipated the move and directed a coordinated countermeasure. Microdrones formed a protective lattice, plasma arcs were deflected harmlessly into void, and cadets executed containment maneuvers that neutralized the enemy without injury. Rhea marveled, "They expected human bodies to fail under cumulative stress. Instead, we've converted hazards into tactical advantages. Humans survive because we anticipate and adapt." Lurian Vex's frustration was evident. Impossible. They endure repeated trauma, environmental extremes, and cognitive disruption, yet continue to operate flawlessly. Their bodies, their minds, how? Kalen's calm reply resonated across the comm: "Fragility is perception. Humans endure because intelligence, physiology, and ethics are integrated. That is why we cannot be broken, and why the galaxy underestimates us at its peril." The final phase of the ultimate trial occurred at the Celestial Nexus, where all environmental hazards converged: plasma storms, radiation surges, gravitational anomalies, and concentrated enemy assaults. Alien fleets concentrated every remaining force, assuming the human fleet would finally falter. Kalen orchestrated a masterful maneuver. Cadets deployed predictive drone shields, formed synchronized movement patterns, and utilized environmental features to neutralize threats while maintaining ethical engagement. Even when suits were exposed to maximum stress and injuries simulated in real time, regenerative systems restored function instantly. Cadets moved as a single organism, unbroken and unyielding. The Zerati were stunned. Their most complex assault had failed to incapacitate a single cadet. Lurian's voice was tight with disbelief. "They endure everything. Their bodies recover faster than expected. Their coordination is flawless. Their ethics guide them even under maximum stress. They cannot be broken." Commander Vyn addressed the fleet. "The ultimate trial demonstrates that human endurance is not a matter of strength alone. It is integration of mind, body, and moral clarity. Humans survive under extremes because we anticipate, adapt, and act ethically. Today, we have not only endured but defined what it means to be truly resilient in the galaxy." Kalen Rowe watched the battlefield from the observation deck, his eyes reflecting the radiant chaos of the Celestial Nexus. "They laughed at humans because they assumed fragility," he said quietly to Rhea. "But fragility is perception. Our bodies endure, our minds anticipate, and our ethics guide us. That combination is unstoppable." Rhea placed a hand on his shoulder. "We've proven it. Humans are not just survivors. We are strategists, innovators, and resilient to the extreme. The galaxy will remember this trial." As the alien forces retreated, stunned and recalculating, Kalen reflected on the human legacy. The ultimate trial was not only a test of strength. It was a demonstration that humans endure under conditions no other species could survive. We adapt, we recover, and we act with integrity. That is why our bodies refuse to break, and that is why the galaxy will never underestimate humanity again. The fleet regrouped amidst the shattered remains of simulated hazards. Cadets were uninjured, spirits high, and systems fully operational. Humanity had passed the ultimate trial, emerging stronger, smarter, and more resilient than ever before. Kalen gazed out at the stars, twin moons reflecting across the hulls of the fleet. The galaxy may continue to challenge us, but humans endure. We adapt. We rise. And through that endurance, we will define the future across the stars. Humanity ascends. The galaxy held its collective breath. Reports from the Krylon Void and Celestial Nexus had spread faster than any hyperlight message could travel. Humans endured what no other species could withstand. Cadets had survived repeated assaults, environmental chaos, and psychological disruption. Their bodies had healed, their minds had adapted, and their ethics had guided them under extreme stress. Now, the final phase of humanity's proving was at hand, the decisive encounter that would define their place in the cosmos. Kalen Rose stood on the bridge of the Orion Sentinel, the lead vessel of the human fleet. Around him, cadets prepared for the final engagement. The alien coalition, comprising Zarati, Vraxian, and Solari forces, had amassed over 300 warships, intending to crush humanity once and for all. The aliens expected fear, hesitation, or collapse. They would find none. Commander Althea Vyn addressed the fleet. This is the final engagement. They believe humanity fragile, but they have already learned the truth. Our strength is not in destructive force alone, it is in intelligence, adaptability, and moral clarity. Today, we show the galaxy that humans do not break, we endure. Every action, every maneuver, every decision demonstrates the integration of mind, body, and ethics. Rhea Solari's fingers danced over the tactical console. Kalen, their fleet is coordinated for maximum pressure. Plasma swarms, gravitational traps, electronic disruption fields, everything they have is aimed at breaking us. But I've calculated contingencies for each variable. Our drones, neural-linked interfaces, and suit regenerative systems are fully operational. Cadets are ready. Kalen's expression was resolute. Let them come. They assume fragility. They will discover that our bodies refuse to break, our minds refuse to falter, and our ethics guide every move. This is our moment. The first wave of the alien coalition advanced. Plasma discharges and gravity traps struck in unison, aiming to scatter human formations. Microdrones activated predictive shields, absorbing and redirecting energy flows. Cadets maneuvered with fluid precision, turning hazards into opportunities for containment rather than destruction. Every cadet maintained full operational capacity, coordinating movements and neutralizing enemy threats non-lethally. Kalen directed the fleet through the Vraxian Rift, a sector dense with asteroid debris and radiation pockets. Alien cruisers attempted to exploit the environment, expecting humans to falter under stress. Instead, cadets adapted in real time. Nanofiber suit reinforcements repaired breaches instantly. Neural-linked predictive algorithms recalibrated movement vectors to compensate for turbulence. Humans moved as one organism, flowing through chaos with unmatched precision. Midway through the engagement, an elite Zarati squad attempted to target Kalen directly, aiming to decapitate human command. Kalen anticipated the maneuver. He deployed a swarm of microdrones, creating a protective lattice around the Orion Sentinel. Plasma arcs were deflected harmlessly, enemy units were immobilized temporarily, and cadets executed containment procedures. Not a single human was harmed. Rhea observed from the tactical console. Every attack, every hazard, they're converting it into an advantage. Human endurance is more than physiology, it's strategy, adaptation, and ethical action combined. No species in the galaxy has ever demonstrated this. The alien forces escalated, combining gravitational surges with plasma swarms in an attempt to overwhelm the fleet. Kalen's strategy remained methodical. Divide and synchronize. Use every environmental variable. Predict, adapt, and maintain cohesion. Cadets, we endure not just to survive, but to demonstrate the principle of human resilience. One cadet, Taven Meris, navigated through an unstable asteroid field under simultaneous plasma attack. Suit stabilization systems engaged, predictive neural overlays calculated safe trajectories, and microdrones neutralized incoming projectiles. Within seconds, Taven emerged unscathed, regrouping with his squad to continue objectives. The alien commanders realized that their most complex assault had failed repeatedly. Lurian Vex's antennae twitched in disbelief. How? They endure repeated trauma, environmental chaos, and cognitive stress. They adapt instantly and act with ethics. Their bodies, their minds, impossible. Kalen transmitted a calm message to the coalition fleet. Fragility is perception. Humans endure because our intelligence anticipates, our physiology adapts, and our ethics guide action. That is why we cannot be broken, and why underestimating us carries a heavy cost. As the battle continued, cadets executed a decisive maneuver through the celestial convergence, leveraging plasma storms, gravitational rifts, and asteroid clusters. Alien units attempting to intercept human ships found themselves diverted into containment corridors, neutralized without harm. Every tactical decision reinforced the principle that humans do not break under pressure, they adapt, endure, and act ethically. The turning point came when Kalen led a concentrated strike on the alien command nexus. Using predictive drones, cadets synchronized micromovements to outmaneuver bioenhanced squads and plasma defenses. Alien units were contained or neutralized, the command nexus disabled, and no human casualties were sustained. The alien coalition fleet, witnessing the precision, adaptability, and resilience of human cadets, faltered. Commander Vyn's voice resonated fleet-wide. This is the culmination of the human spirit. We endure the impossible, adapt instantly, and act with ethical clarity. Today, the galaxy sees humans not as fragile, but as resilient, intelligent, and morally guided. This is humanity's ascendancy. Kalen stood on the observation deck, gazing at the retreating alien fleet. They laughed because they assumed weakness. They assumed fragility. They do not understand that humans endure not through brute force alone, but through the integration of mind, body, and ethics. That is why our bodies refuse to break, and why the galaxy will never underestimate us again. Rhea joined him, a proud smile on her face. The HFY principle has been proven. Humans are not just survivors. We are strategists, innovators, and resilient under any challenge. The galaxy will remember this day as the moment humans became unbreakable. As the twin moons of Orion Prime reflected across the fleet, cadets celebrated quietly, maintaining discipline even in triumph. Kalen addressed the fleet. This victory is not just for us. It is for every human who has endured, adapted, and acted ethically. We have proven that resilience is not simply physical, it is intelligence, coordination, and morality combined. The galaxy has learned the truth: humans do not break. We rise. The alien coalition, defeated yet alive, retreated to re-evaluate their understanding of the human species. Across the stars, communications channels buzzed with reports of human endurance, strategic mastery, and ethical superiority. Humanity's reputation as a fragile species was shattered forever. Kalen Rowe gazed out at the stars, his mind tracing the possibilities ahead. The galaxy will challenge us again, but we endure. We adapt. We act with intelligence and ethics. And through that, we will shape the future, not through fear or domination, but through unbreakable resilience and unwavering principles. The fleet regrouped, repairs completed, and cadets preparing for the next chapter. Humanity had faced its ultimate trial and had emerged victorious, not through lethal force, but through the perfect integration of mind, body, and ethical action. The galaxy had witnessed the dawn of a new era, one where humans were not fragile, but unbreakable, respected, and admired. Kalen smiled at Rhea. This is only the beginning. Humans endure, adapt, and rise. And the galaxy will never forget the day we proved it.